Welcome to 617 Poipu Drive. Wanted to give you guys a quick walkthrough of this house, tell you about how we found the deal, what we did to the house, and where we are right now. Tris is gonna tell you a little bit about the design, and yeah, hopefully you guys like it. So
let's go. So where I'm standing right now, there used to be a huge plumeria tree that just dropped flowers and leaves, and it blocked the whole exterior front of the house. So like you couldn't see how cool this house was. Also, there weren't these stepping stones. We added these from our curb appeal. But my inspo for this house was actually off of Kevion's Instagram page. There was an exterior of a home and I was like, oh my God, I love that. It had this rich brown wood exterior, and then it had this blue finish. So I just ran with it, and it worked well because there was a dark roof as existing, and then we added this peak for some dimension off the front. Otherwise it was very flat, and it added that more coastal contemporary vibe. Before, it really looked mid-century, and that just wasn't what I was going for. But I love that you have just a whole vibe in a moment on the exterior right when you see it, but then when you get inside, it's a whole different vibe and a whole different moment. Where we're standing right now, there was actually a post. There was a post right about here, and it looked like there used to be like a sliding soji door situation. And so we knew that that had to get taken out. So when you walked in, it was just super open concept. And then right here, when we said previously the owner had a makeshift room, it was right about here. This was just walls that he had framed up to add a bedroom with a window. And there was also a wall right about here. It was just a freestanding wall that went this, just like this. And it ended about here. And so you had this weird hallway, it just disconnected the whole house. And you had the kitchen here, and then a very tiny part of cabs, and then it extended like this island out to here. It was I had never seen a kitchen like that, and so I struggled with how do we make it work, and this was the finish. Was take this wall out, make it an island, and push the kitchen all the way out into this point, and this be your new plumbing wall. There also used to be a door right about here, maybe a little bit over, but a door that went into the primary closet for the primary bedroom. We closed that off and we made it how it's supposed to be. The primary bedroom being here, and then the primary ensuite being here. But we had to shift everything in this direction because before, the sinks that are now here used to be a single, now it's a dual, and it was all the way up over in the corner under the eave. Primary bedroom we've ever renovated. So I mean, we didn't add square footage at all to this house. Everything was existing. So we just optimized its layout and spaces. I would die for a master bedroom of this size, because you could even have like a full-on sitting area in one corner, and then you have, I mean, this is a tiny queen. You could fit a king. And then you have your own private access out to a lanai. So this also wasn't here. We thought every house we do, if there is an access point that we can create from a primary bedroom out into an outdoor space, we will absolutely do that. So that's what we did here. So in order to extend the kitchen, we had to extend this wall out so that we had room for all the appliances and more storage. So we were like, well, what are we gonna do with this nook that we now created, because this became the laundry room? We're like, well, let's make it an accent feature. And for me, I see it as like a library, an office, an additional quiet sitting spot. So I think it came out super cute. The stager killed it. She murdered the aesthetic of the home. She really brought that coastal contemporary vibe to life and put her Hawaiian modern flair on it, and I absolutely love it. So shout out to Tessa. All the bedrooms are amazing sizes. Like, these are huge bedrooms. Any kid would love it. But bones are all here. All we did was change out windows, drywall, lights, fan. What are these? Closet doors. But this is where we brought laundry in to its own designated space instead of in the back of the house. Third bedroom, again, great size, any kid would love it. This hall bath, I love. It's simple, but it works. It's light and bright. And also it has its own storage. So there's not a lot of storage in this house. Super deep shelving. It's like amazing. I love these vessel concrete sinks. They just bring out all the gray tones and modernize it in such a way that makes it really cool. Okay, so this is the secondary suite that we created. So I mean, in-law suite, mother-in-law suite, whatever you want to call it, it's a great space. This used to be that old laundry room that we talked about. We made it a stunning bathroom.
This is by far my favorite bathroom that we did in here. And I'm a little biased because I love gray. So like, obviously, right? But I love the imperfect perfection of this tile. It's textured, they're not all conforming. The vertical stacked look is by far my favorite.
So when I finally found that inspo photo out of a magazine, it had tons of earthy tones with, you know, gray kind of going in the rocky area, and then it had this like cream of like sand. And so I knew it was going in that direction. It was going to be very earthy with tans and grays and whites. But for me, gray is hard because it's a dated color. You know, everyone used to use it and it's pretty overused and not in. So I'm like, how can I use it in a very cohesive and elegant way and modernize it? And this is how I chose to do it. So I didn't want to overuse it. So I made one bathroom and I tied in the creams, and in the cream towel there was gray veins in it. That translated to the gray veins on the countertop in the kitchen and the other bathrooms. And then I wanted to do something different but still cohesive with colors. So I flipped the switch in this bathroom where I had solid dark grays and super white floors and then a lighter gray concrete sink. And for me, it's all about cohesive design. And what do I mean when I say cohesive design? I mean, all the colors have to play together. I like the same finish. I don't like mixed metal, so everything is satin nickel. And using things in different ways. So in the hall bath, we have this same textured play on a subway, but in white with gray grout. And then in here, I laid them vertically, but now it's gray with white grout. So I just play with textures and how to lay tile, but use them the same family of color, and I think it turned out super well. It's Kamohai's favorite, and I have to say, this is one of my favorites.
What really sold us on this house was the fact that there was already a ton of square footage under roof. So we didn't have to add any additional square footage. We could just use what was existing. But look at this outdoor space. It is massive, along with the pool and a hot tub. And then the one thing that is literally adding so much value is this detached pool rec room, AKA super dope spot. If you look around, you can also see that we tied in all of these wood accents with the front of the house. So you see it on the old fireplace over there on the bottom of these posts. We also did build a pool housing for all the equipment over here, and like I said, all the same wood and stain. We also laid all of this tile. So it's called Golden Ray on mesh. And we laid it throughout the patio, around the hot tub, and around the pool. And it really gives it that little bit higher luxury, but almost seems finished look. This is literally adding so much value. And this is the pool house. We really didn't change much structurally in here at all. We literally left it exactly as it was under roof, but we renovated it to match the main house, but also elevate the design. So you can see it's like a studio, full kitchen. We did do its own laundry and tied the tile in with our guest bath in the main house. How important it is to have this space. Not a lot of houses in this neighborhood have something like this, but you potentially would probably use this as a mother-in-law suite, but it's such a big value add, especially here in Hawaii, to have a space that's detached from your house that your potential elderly parents could live in and be on the same property. Another super cool thing about this space is that it could potentially be the perfect house hack. You have a beautiful, very large 4-bedroom, 3-bath house that's detached from this pool rec room. If you wanted to, you could house hack this. You could live in that space, rent out this pool house to offset your mortgage, and that's a super big help at houses in these price points. So we bought this house for $1.55 million.
Dude, that was an expensive purchase. I remember being a little bit scared when you're like, it'll work at 1.55. And I was like, ugh. But it's normal here in Hawaii. That's not like a crazy price point, which is sad, but it's the facts.
Yeah, so it was our highest price point buy on the distressed side ever so far. I know it won't be the highest ever,
in the
but
future,
yeah.
But to date, 1.55 just to get into the deal felt high.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
Initially, we're thinking our rehab was going to be a lot less than it was, 280-ish.
What I anticipated. We're at 300.
We ended up around 300 on it.
The cost of certain things, like the landscaping, for example, a couple change orders, things add up. But this is a higher price point. We're selling the house over $2 million, so everything had to be dialed, and it deserved quality. So it was worth it.
I think when I originally ran the numbers, I was thinking 2.2 as an ARV. We are selling this house for 2.35. Over the time that we've held it, which is about 9 months, the market has gone up a lot. So it's crazy because it's gone up and then it started to pull back, right? Like this is the zone that we're in right now. So this is a deal. In this neighborhood, there's nothing else on the market for under 2.5 million, and nothing is done like this house is done.
Yeah, and the reason why we're selling it at 2.35, because everyone's like, they're getting, like that's way under market. You're selling it at a discount. Why are you doing that?
We didn't even have a chance to list this house. We finished the house. We were showing some snippets of it on Instagram, and we had one of our followers reach out to us. They've been following us for a long time. They love the products that we put out there. They asked to come and see the house, so we showed it to them and they fell in love with it.
Yeah, the rest was history. So we opened escrow. We've been in escrow for about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. So God willing, we'll close at the end of this month, and there'll be a local family in this house.
The coolest thing about this is because we're selling direct to buyer without any agents involved, we're saving about $100,000 on commissions that we would have paid an agent. What we get to do, and the reason why we're selling this house for what seems like such a good deal, is because we pass that $100,000 savings on to the buyers. We still make what we want to make. The buyers then walk into some equity, and it's a win-win situation.
Exactly. And that's actually what we enjoy doing more. When you get to talk and connect and actually build a relationship with your buyers versus just dealing with an agent, it becomes more cold. But when you actually get to establish a relationship with people, it just makes it so much more worth it at the end of the day. And when they appreciate the product that you're putting out and they recognize the time, the risk, the energy, the love, the thought that you put into a home, and then you know that they're gonna enjoy it with their family, dude, that's what it's all about. They get to walk into equity, we get to make the margin that we needed to make when we underwrote the deal, and we're putting a product out there that we stand by and that is beautiful. Hawaii is a beautiful place. We all know that, being born and raised from this place. So our homes deserve to be just as beautiful. Not cookie cutter, not the same thing, not a turn and burn, lipstick on a pig, whatever you want to call it. It deserves custom. It deserves to replicate the beauty that is Hawaii in our homes.
Yeah, I think for this house in particular, and the trend that we've been seeing is, I think this is probably our favorite house.
I mean, okay, so it's hard because I feel like none of our houses are the same. Every house that we've ever done is completely different, and so they feel different. They look different. The vibe is different. There's details that are like no other. So every house that we finish, I'm like, this is my new favorite house. Every single house. But
yeah, I think that speaks to something that we can touch on real quick with what we get to do as developers, rehabbers, flippers here in Hawaii,
designers,
and what works here in Hawaii that we've been finding. A lot of people in the flip industry are like, okay, let's talk about just doing a ton of volume. We use the same materials, we use the same countertops, like everything the same in all these houses, and just rinse and repeat.
And I get why developers and investors do that, because of how you can genuinely scale, but that just doesn't fit with our model and our vision and our mission.
Right, and in Hawaii in particular, people, there's the leeway to do a little bit more, to have a custom product, a custom design product. And what we've been finding is we're starting to build a little brand for ourselves.
Totally.
People know our houses and they are desirable, which then helps us get even better value for them when we do sell.
I think that like attracts like, and if you're putting out quality, unique, well thought out designs and homes, you're going to get that type of buyer in return that appreciates it and is looking for that type of product.
Yeah. So yeah, this is this house, and if you like it,
follow, subscribe, share, do all the things so we continue to, you know what I mean, grow our page and show you guys all the homes that we're doing, the befores, the afters, comment, I don't know. You know,
all the things.
Just do all the things.
Yeah, and we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace up.